Hi, I'm Stacy Dill. I am 41 years old. I started working out at Jeremy Scott Fitness a year and a half ago. When I started at Jeremy, I was 264 pounds. I needed to drop a lot of weight. Today, I've lost just over 90 pounds. I've dropped over 18% body fat. My whole body has changed since I started working out here. If you're watching this video, there's probably something about you that you want to change. And that's actually what brought me into Jeremy Scott Fitness. Is, you know, you wake up every morning and we're gonna cry. Actually, you wake up every morning and you want to cry sometimes. You look in the mirror and soon you stop recognizing yourself. And you start wondering, how did I get to here? How did I get to this place that doesn't represent who you are? During this journey, a lot of people have asked me, how did I get here? How did I get to be staring at the mirror, wondering, this is enough, I've had enough, I need to change my life, I need to get me back. And, you know, it's, when you reflect back of how you got to somewhere, you know, for me, our stories are probably not all that different from growing up. You know, bad things happen. Bad things happen to all of us. Mine was unfortunately filled with depression, was filled with abuse. Abandonment, divorced parents, you know, just roll it all in. And for me, eating was a big comfort. For when I was 19, kind of that last little piece, there was another event that happened in my life that broke me. As Jeremy likes to remind me, like, when did you write your story? When did you say who you're going to become? And yes, my story started being written when I was young, and then I've rewritten my story many times, just like you will. Before I came to Jeremy Scott Fitness, I realized that I needed to work through my past, and I went to therapy, and I armed myself with things like Ambien to help me sleep, Prozac to help with my depression, and food to help me through the emotional pain. And you know, it worked. It was great. My mind started calming down. I was able to function. But the thing about using those three things to get you through life is that you start to get numb, and you start to mellow out so much that your life becomes beige. You become beige. Pretty soon you are again back at that mirror that I mentioned and looking at yourself going, hold up, this is not me. Where did the energetic girl go? Where did the girl who was driven and ready to take on the world and was so happy and full of life, like, where did she go? I mean, my life was good, but it wasn't great. It wasn't good enough. And I had no idea how to fix that, how to change that. I didn't know how to stop hiding at home on weekends, binge eating and watching Netflix. Like, that was my safe zone. Living in California, why would you ever want to leave California? For me, it's the greatest, Southern California is the greatest place. But the phone rang, and you know what? It was the universe's way of telling me, giving me the answer. And I moved to Phoenix. one of my friends, I looked at her and I said, okay, Phoenix, I'm leaving my support system. I'm leaving everybody. And she just looked at me and said, you're going to Phoenix. Just find Jeremy Scott and you're gonna be okay. So I moved to Phoenix. I met with Jeremy on a Tuesday at 6:30 in the morning, terrified, scared, anxiety through the roof, emotional mess. But I went to Jeremy with the intent of, again, needing help, needing somebody who knew what they were doing. I was done with the roller coaster diets, roller coaster fitness, temporary solutions, temporary programs that I'd been on and gained weight, lost weight, gained weight, lost weight. It's just crazy when you get on that roller coaster. And with walking in with Jeremy, I thought he was going to give me a fitness program, work with me, and give me a meal plan, awesome, and then I'll be on my way. Working with Jeremy is so much more than that. It's just not fitness and nutrition. I had no idea the amount of mindset Jeremy was about to help me with as well. A lot of people ask me about my workouts, like, what is your typical workout? What do you do? At Jeremy Scott Fitness, we do metabolic conditioning, also known high intensity interval training, HIIT. Some people call it Tabata. Anything and everything to help burn fat. And 30 minutes a day for 5 to 6 days a week was awesome. And when I first started, I thought I was going to hyperventilate and die. It's hard. It's hard to get used to it. I remember once we were sprinting and I literally started hyperventilating. And Jeremy walked over to me and said, you know what, if you pass out, I'm gonna have to drag you across the floor, and nobody really wants to see that. He consistently has a way, if you have a problem with anxiety with me, like I do, Jeremy consistently has a way of breaking through and shifting your mind to refocus back on the task at hand, refocus on your fitness, refocus on your goals. Every time, even when I wasn't in the gym, when my mindset started panicking, when my mind started becoming unsure that I could do this, I would reach out to Jeremy and he would say, every time I said, I suck, Jeremy would come back at me 10 times more force, telling me how much that I'm doing awesome. I am so much further than where I was. Or to fail forward. If you want and consistently desire to have a positive, not just a positive role model, but positive reinforcement, positive support, Jeremy and all of the people at Jeremy Scott Fitness are those people who are going to give you that. I've been really blessed for this last year and a half. The workouts, they get easier. Not meaning, Jeremy, that you need to make them harder. But you get better. Pretty soon, instead of doing toe taps by just stepping, pretty soon you're jumping and you're just like, wow, this is amazing. Nutrition was the other big part of my journey. I wanted a meal plan and Jeremy absolutely refused to give me one. Kind of makes you want to smack him sometimes because you just want him to give you a plan. Tell me what to eat. He'll give you a list of nutrition, of food that he wants you to eat. You kind of eat this, not that, eat these fats, eat these carbs, eat these proteins. And here are your macronutrient numbers that you need to log into MyFitnessPal and eat to your numbers. Which, what, really? The first few months was a lot of me logging and a lot of Jeremy saying, okay, swap that out for this. Let's change this. One day he asked me if I was married to bagels. He's like, if you're married to bagels, we need to figure out how to make them work in your plan. We took out the bagels. I was drinking a smoothie and he's like, you can still drink that, but take out the apples and the banana. I'm like, well, that leaves kale, lemon, and ginger. Who wants to ever drink that? He's like, exactly. Berries are king. But anyway, going through the nutrition, relearning how to eat is hard, is difficult. You feel like a child again. You start reading labels and you start seeing that everything has sugar in it, and you kind of actually get pissed off that all of the food manufacturers out there, but that's another story. But you learn, and every time you log your food, you're rededicating yourself to the process. Even when I fell on my face and binged ate an entire jar of almond butter and had to come to Jeremy the next day. I didn't have to tell him. It's funny, it's like confession. Jeremy, I ate a jar of almond butter. You know, he'll just look at you and say, was it good? Enjoy it? It's awesome. That was yesterday. Let's crush today. It's a process and you just have to stick with it. I've logged my food now for over 500 and I think today's like 551 or 552. Some people ask me if I'll ever stop logging, and I'm like, well, as soon as I am comfortable enough knowing that I'm not messing up my food, maybe. But it's amazing. So if you go on this journey, log your food, it makes a difference. You start realizing, even if you log the junk, the days that you do binge eat, log it. Because you'll actually be able to go back and say, wow, when I first started, when I binge ate, it was all that. Now when I'm like, Jeremy, I messed up, he's like, oh no, you ate an extra 3 Reese's peanut butter cups. You're doing awesome, Stacy. Just keep moving. So logging my food has been one of my biggest successes. Consistent fitness, one of my biggest successes. And then the consistent reinforcement of mindset that Jeremy has put into my life on a daily basis. Those are the 3 key things that have made me successful in my transformation. One thing that comes with all of this is now I set goals every month. Heck, I set goals every week, every day. I never used to do that before. I used to just live life, and I didn't live it, I just moved through it. So I used to just move through life. And now I actually live life. You know, I always wanted to do charity work. Great, that's one of my goals, I had charity work. I always loved to read books that made me become a better person. I read books now, again, like my life has completely changed. My confidence level, I'm outdoors like I always used to love being. I hike up mountains. One of my friends always teases me that if somebody asks me, do you want to do something and it's fitness related, I just say yes. I may not know how to do it, but tell me what it is and we'll figure it out. We'll train for it, or we'll just go do it. And I may suck at it, but I'm gonna have fun. Um, Fitness is fun. Eating healthy, it actually starts to become fun. One of the keys though, going back to what I said about how I used to do fitness programs and weight loss programs on and off and the roller coaster, and we've all been on it, and you'll gain, if you're like me, I gained more weight every time I stopped a program. And this is something I didn't ever get, and Jeremy has shifted my mindset to know better now that this, working with Jeremy and what you'll learn and what he teaches you, is that this isn't a program. This is a lifestyle. You know, when the day I woke up and looked in the mirror and said, okay, enough. I'm ready to change. I want to find the girl, the woman who I know I am inside me. I thought I was going to enter a program, but I've changed my life. I've changed my lifestyle. This is how I eat now. This is how I work out now. This is my everyday, and I love it because it has made me a better person. It's made me a better friend. The people that have entered my life people who have entered my life on this journey, I'm so blessed. There are so many people that are ready to help. And a lot of them are right here at Jeremy Scott Fitness. I'm the luckiest girl ever. Okay, so fitness, nutrition, mindset, it's a lifestyle. It's going to change your life, and it's going to be epic. And you're going to be happy again. At least I am. And my life has changed again, even now. I actually moved away from Phoenix, and I work with Jeremy online. And even working with Jeremy online, you still have that personal connection, that personal support. You're still in that safe place. That's one thing that Jeremy Scott Fitness provides you, is a safe place. You can come in here, you can ask any question, you can have any conversation, literally any conversation. The day I had to talk to Jeremy about poop was not one of my favorite days, but he knows everything I ate, so who better to ask what's happening? I ate too many protein bars. We fixed that problem. But again, like, this is a safe place that you can come into. You can cry, you can have panic attacks, you can let it all out and work through everything that you need to work through to get you to the place where you need to be. My journey is never going to end. It's just going to get even better. My life is so much bigger and fuller, and I'm thankful every day for Jeremy Scott Fitness.